Hello, my name is Andrei, and I am CTO at Jincor. In this series, I'm gonna show you how to create and deploy your first smart contracts running on Ethereum blockchain. In this video, we will set up all the tools we need to start smart contracts development. Later, we will implement our own crypto token and initial coin offering smart contract, also known as ICO. To make development easier, we will use Truffle framework, Open Zeppelin, and RPC Ethereum client for development, known as Test RPC. To get started, let's install Truffle first. To do this, just go to the Truffle framework documentation and find installation instructions for your operating system. When done, create your new project folder. I will use GCR token folder. Now, go to your brand new project folder and initialize framework using truffle init command in your terminal. Now, you can open your project in your favorite text editor and take a look at the folder structure. Initially, there are three folders. Contracts folder is for your smart contract source code. Tests folder will contain our tests. Note that you can write tests using both JavaScript and Solidity. Migrations folder contains migrations, which is used to deploy your smart contract to the blockchain. If you don't understand something now, don't worry, later we will cover each part in details. As you can see, Truffle already added a very basic contract during the initial step. It will help us to test our setup later. In order to test our contracts, we need to deploy them to blockchain. In this case, we will use lightweight Ethereum client called Test RPC. It just emulates normal Ethereum client's behavior, but works much faster and consumes less resources, what makes it a great tool for development. To install Test RPC, just type npm install command like I did. After you install Test RPC, you can run your own development blockchain by typing Test RPC in terminal. After successful startup, you will see the host and the port of your Test RPC. Go to the truffle.js file in your project root folder. This file contains config of your Truffle app. Make sure the development network points to your Test RPC. Now, let's try to compile our contracts by typing truffle compile. This step generates some output to the build directory. It will create it for you if you compile smart contracts for the first time in this project. Surprisingly, the build folder contains build artifacts. We will talk about build artifacts later. To test contract, type truffle test and you will see the test output. If you are familiar with unit tests in JavaScript or other languages, you already know what it is. Please pay attention on testing because the price of mistake in blockchain is very high. You don't need to compile before running tests because test command compiles contracts before it actually runs tests. And finally, to run migrations, which will deploy project to development blockchain, run truffle migrate command. Soon you will see output in your terminal and Test RPC client. Congrats! You just deployed your first smart contracts to development blockchain emulator. To create more advanced contracts, we will use framework called Open Zeppelin, which contains some very useful libraries and contracts. It's worth to note that Solidity language supports inheritance and we can easily extend existing contracts. It opens a good decomposition possibilities so you can play around architecture of your apps. You can install Open Zeppelin just like any other JavaScript library using your favorite package manager like npm or yarn. In this case, I used yarn. You can find more information on Open Zeppelin's GitHub page or website. That was not so hard, right? In next video, we will create our first token using Zeppelin. See you later!